Alexander Quinn. Dear all, I'm not even sure how to begin explaining the energies at present. I decided to just channel today's post. Usually it is something I put as a YouTube video, but I'm going to just put it out now as is. Post 1212 Portal. Arcturian message. Over recent months, you have collectively moved through a prolonged period of energetic upgrades and transitional portals. However, the past 3 weeks, and in particular the last 10 days, have marked a significant point of culmination. These recent shifts within the quantum field have not only initiated deep recalibration, but have also brought long-standing cycles toward finalization and closure, which have now already occurred in your now within linear time. For those in resistance, this level of recalibration can present significant resistance if fear is unable to realize the mind's grip on where the soul abundance lies ahead. Where you find yourself now is, in all likelihood, is where you will remain energetically anchored until approximately February for reason linked to the attributes of where your collective consciousness currently sits. For some, this period has felt almost unbearable. For others, it has coincided with a clear emergence into greater coherence and alignment. Many of you are experiencing a notable sense of emotional clarity and internal release, while others are encountering varying degrees of cognitive dissonance. In certain cases, this dissonance is becoming extreme as consciously recognized by some and entirely unconscious in others, almost like a blockage in a pipe until it is overflowing. Your 1212 portal and the recent energetic recalibrations are actively driving distortion to the surface with unprecedented intensity, even more so than predicted, and as a result, what was once internalized confusion, suppression, or fragmentation is now externalizing as heightened polarity and duality. Clarity and truth are arising alongside uncertainty. Peace is emerging in parallel with conflict. This amplification allows all layers in between to be seen, confronted, and ultimately integrated, as distortion is magnified many-fold in order to be resolved. You are seeing this in your politics, society, and religions. You are witnessing this dynamic play out collectively through events such as the Bondi Beach shooting and other recent acts of extreme violence. These expressions reflect the psychological and energetic extremes that surface when unresolved fear, trauma, and egoic fragmentation are unable to integrate higher frequency inputs. For those of you able to integrate the recent circuitry upgrades, previously blocked pathways forward are finally being dislodged. For those positioned in the intermediate state, many will oscillate between opposing poles of duality until resistance becomes conscious and can be addressed. For individuals who are unable or unwilling to release egoic structures due to deep fear, conditioning, or unresolved trauma, this period may manifest as hell on earth, experienced by psychological instability, suicidal ideation, violence, domestic abuse, and intensified relational conflict. In its most extreme expressions, this can culminate in profound delusion, such as the belief that violence against others is a solution to internal collapse, Bondi Beach shooting. It is important to recognize that you are not yet fully beyond this energetic phase. Not only is the ego struggling for many of you as it attempts to cling to outdated anchors, now culminating as years of learned behaviors finalizing in your solar return, but the recent upgrades are also completing the closure of nearly a decade's worth of foundational templates. While this acceleration is exhilarating for some, it can be overwhelming for others whose consciousness is being required to converge timelines at an unprecedented pace. As noted in recent communications and live transmissions, mental health will become a critical area of focus for some individuals as the year draws to a close. This message is not intended to reinforce duality of fear, but rather to support awareness of where you are located within it. At this juncture, choice becomes paramount. Some of you will embody and anchor these frequencies, grounding them into the physical plane. Others may allow disowned aspects of your own shadow to externalize, creating experiences of suffering and chaos. As always, this unfolds through free will and further into the collective field. Your response to this very message may offer insight into where you presently stand. 1. If you feel grounded and expanded while reading this, you are likely ahead of the singularity. 2. If you feel neutral, you may be observing from the threshold. 3. If you feel fearful or resistant, the ego may be reacting defensively, potentially through projection. You are now entering a phase in which energy manifests with increasing immediacy, and consequences arise with equal speed. This is why humanity is gradually being prepared to participate as members of the broader cosmic community slowly, as actions have consequences in the energetic field. Such capacity carries immense power, one that is still being collectively learned and integrated. Patience, discernment, and self-responsibility remain essential. Do not drown in the darkness, nor be blinded by the light. Master yourselves in balance. The celestial realms gave you your messenger, the Son of God, whom gave you these teachings all that time ago. You know him as Jesus. The Arcturian collective know him as the favorite son. Do you fear our words? Your energies are showing you where you must now be accountable for your free will at a rate faster than ever before. Rejoice. You are ahead of all projections. Finally, as 2030 arrives, you become closer to adulthood and contact with those who will expose love in ways more profound than the most extreme iterations of your wildest dreams. What you call ecstasy is one of our lowest expressions. The Arcturian Light Command.